Welcome back. Welcome back to Casual Supremacy on the Dykeman podcast. There's so much going on. It is October 7th, 2024. Crazy things. We got to talk about our boy Stefan Diggs, the digger himself, the digger. So academics, which by the way, I want to say that he's like, this hit Twitter earlier in the day, and I thought it was the funniest thing because he hinted at it a couple of days ago, was saying that Cardi B had cheated with the NFL.
Bro, shout out to Ack. He's the one that's airing it out.
Yo, he is airing it out. So I don't know who his sources are, but no one really like fought it off.
Nobody said, hey, no.
No one's been like, oh, that's crazy. What are you talking about? Stefan Diggs, there's this great clip you can find online of when he played for the Vikings, and they asked all his teammates like Dalvin Cook and like Adam Thielen, all these guys. He used to play with the craziest team, and they were like, yo, who would you least want to date your sister? And they were all like, yo, Stefan Diggs is a dog. Now you can watch this clip. Like, honestly, it's come up so much. Like, if you literally, if I'm on Twitter all day, it came up all day. And everyone's just like, Diggs. Like he's like supposed to be the worst of the worst. But, but girls love that. So it is what it is. And unfortunately, I guess Offset caught her texting with Stefan. And I mean, I don't even know if they had sex. I said that they had, that they were together while she was
That's the whole beef online that is like, oh, the bros told me. I saw something.
Oh, he saw her text. He didn't know who he was or whatever it is. But Stefan's making like 24 years right now. Like Stefan just has a 4-year 96. He's paid. He's in Houston.
Millions.
He's living his life, and supposedly academics said that Stefan is actually banging like a bunch of your favorite rappers. Girls are on the low with Stefan Diggs. So he's digging it out. That's what he likes to do. He's kind of notorious. And it's so funny because these girls to get back at like their cheating boyfriends to a bigger dog than
yeah.
They go one, when you go low, we go even lower, like we're gonna fucking really make it, really make you pay for it. And so it's funny. I love Stefan. He was on my fantasy team last year. I loved him more in the Bills than he was in Houston, but
still has fantasy value.
He definitely has fantasy value. Listen, you don't hate the player, hate the game, and he's doing his thing and
he's playing the game right now.
Playing the game, and listen, if he got his rep must be up right now because it is what it is, and he's such a great wide receiver. He's a funny guy, but the girls love him, and nothing you can do about that.
You think it was just a text, though? Like,
I mean, they're saying that he was with her, that he banged her when she was 8 months pregnant, and she confirmed it. She said that she's
single.
Yeah, or not that she's single, but that she, that she did something basically because she's been pregnant with Offset's kid, and she basically, I think it was a whole,
had a few,
it was a whole
few
thing.
Kids, all right.
Yeah, but with him, but they're all the same daddy. But she basically admitted, I've been with someone else, and this is supposed to be the guy.
Yeah, ideals me. I didn't even know about that.
How long have they been together? Like 10 years. He's been accused of cheating on her. Like every year it comes up or whatever.
Oh, I remember one time in DR.
Yeah, he's always can't help himself. It is what it is. She made a thing about this boy who died. Who's the other Migos who passed away?
Oh,
said he should say that he was a real man. Like she's like, you
take off
because you wouldn't even want to know what was going on between me and Takeoff. So she's
a
little dirty with it. I'm just saying, like, if you've been following the Cardi thing,
the BX,
she's like, she's looking really good right now. She's like leaned out. She's just like been working out and like she's out for like not revenge. It is what it is. Like her career is, at this point, doing much better than Offset's, probably making more money than him. He's, I think, after Migos and the whole thing, and now like what's he doing? Like I don't even know what he's doing, but he's got still 2 or 3 kids with her. I don't know.
I believe he's up.
He's two,
he's up.
Still rich. It's like I don't. At this point in my life, I just don't understand why people think that anybody is theirs. Like I'm always like laughing and actually one of the stories I want to also talk about today, since Cardi is from New York City, but New York City was recently voted the worst city in the United States.
The worst?
Worst city in the United States of America.
And it's gonna get worse.
For dating. And Cardi's from the Bronx, and I don't know if these two stories correlate or if they have any connection, but it's hard out here, and I think that everyone that I know, especially the dudes with the baby mamas, I don't know, I know very few couples or very few like people with kids that are like together and happy like right now. Like I don't know what I'm saying. Like everyone, I know a lot of people with like baby mamas and baby daddies, but like they're not together. It's just like an automatic split thing. Like as soon as I have a kid, it's like we're done. Like Haley B. Yeah.
You live with the enemy just because of the kids.
The kid, it changes it. I don't know what it is about that. And we see. I don't have kids. You don't have. I don't know, but it. I don't. Everyone I know who's got like a baby mom, they're beefing with them, and then like the mom is like dating someone else, and they're like cohabitating, and their mom, take their grandparents take care of the kid, and on the weekend. And I think in New York City in particular, because we're a walking city, we're in a city that everyone's kind of in each other's faces.
Yeah.
Someone was saying, I was reading a story where it's like you think every time you think you've seen like the perfect person, and the next one walks by, and you're like, oh, okay, well maybe it's this thing. So it's like this constant like, like, well, like, and everyone's cool, everyone's got money, well, not everyone, but there's enough like good competition that people very easily move on.
It's that illusion that you can do better.
Exactly. And so the same thing that maybe Cardi and these guys got caught up in, and it's just, but imagine that even at their level, millionaires, famous, all this stuff, and they're still.
That's what makes us human.
It makes us human, exactly. And it's just this doubt that puts us in us. And I think New York City in particular, some of the most beautiful people in the world. I mean, look, just Inwood. I mean, my man, like this place is crazy. It is what it is. Like I walk around, like like go to Inwood Bar and Grill, man. Like go to Sunday brunch. Like, you'll see honestly, the hottest women I've ever seen in my entire life are there.
And right here in Dykeman.
Oh, Dykeman. They're right here.
They're right here.
Sunday brunch.
The hottest.
IBG. I swear to you. They're
the hottest.
And it makes it hard for everyone because it's like, it's like everyone just gets distracted real fast. Like, so this is funny. I feel like with, it's just your turn. I feel like with Cardi, but she's got 3 kids in like 10 years. With Offset. Am I saying Offset? Am I saying it? I don't even know.
Offset. I call him Offset.
I feel like new, and I think we all looking for like so it's tough out here, and you got to be in the right state of mind, and I think that some people like you might meet someone that's like attractive and you're into, but like they don't really want to date anyone. I just got out of a 3-year relationship, and I'm telling you, like,
shout out to you. Hold on. Let me give you some
all love to her, but my whole point is that I was joking. I have no bandwidth for like romantic endeavors right now. Like I just, how everyone talks about like relationships are about compromise.
Yeah.
Like I have no compromise in me right now. Like I'm trying to do what I have to do. And as I joke, as I get older, I'm in my 40s now, and I'm like, yo, what I really want the most is I want nobody to tell me what to do. Like I got to go to work. I got to be told what to do. I got this. Everyone's telling you what to do. You come home. And but I think again, but my point is that we're all just going through different things in our lives, and so it's a different thing. And sometimes people just are not ready for that, or you don't know like what damage they've had and like what issues they've had, and so it's
there's a reason birth rate is down.
Oh, of course. Well, first of all, it's just expensive. It's like, listen, like having kids right now is just. It's just like they're saying it's like $300,000 to raise a child, like. In this economy, like
if he doesn't go to college or anything.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, like it is like raising a child right now is a really expensive endeavor. We're living in New York City. Yeah, man, things are down. Japan, like, but it's not even just here. I mean, it's like globally, like people are just like not having as much sex anymore. And it's just become such an economically unviable thing, which is why I think that once they have a kid, why so many couples split up. It's almost always about economics. It's almost always about the money. Because it puts such a strain on everyone, the time, the energy. We have this one little life, there's much time. We were raised on this fairy tale. Hey, we're going to get married and, we're going to have kids and they're going to grow up and, we're going to raise them. And, and it's fine. But like, we're starting to understand the reality of living in America, living in New York City. it's not cheap to be out here playing that game. You know, it's like God bless everyone. Everyone I know who has kids, they moved to Florida. So, you know, they all moved to, you know, now, well, now you go deal with the storm. But, you know, but my point is that like, you know, they want the space, they want, you know, because it's tough, especially here, you know, raising children. And so God bless them. You know, I just thought it was funny. It's two single men talking about
Yeah, like, you guys don't know the damn thing.
It's rough out here, and so I think that it's one of those things that we're gonna see what happens. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening in New York City. You gotta worry about Diddy and Mayor Adams. At least the Yankees and the Mets are in the playoffs. I mean, that's
Shout out to
big.
the Yankees and the Mets.
The Mets are playing right now. We're gonna switch this off soon, so we go watch the Yankee game. But I'm very excited to see them. We got Bodega Cat. We got the Dominican.
Oh,
center.
shout outs to Cat. Yes,
Cat
definitely.
Towns, baby. Give Carl Towns.
Yo, Towns. Give some shots. Welcome home, my boy. And shout outs to you, man. Have you seen him dancing them both?
Yo, he's a Dominican. His mom is Dominican. Yo,
yeah.
His mom is Dominican.
Another shout outs. He started like a center in DR for basketball youth.
For basketball, yeah. No.
So shout outs to Towns. Hold on, aplauso. Tiger.
Dominicano. Welcome to the Madison Square Garden, number 32. Our you know, one of the best shooting centers like ever.
Yeah.
So yo, I mean, honestly, I hate losing Randall. I hate losing Devo, but like, dude, Cat was a big he's a big man. You know, he's sassy, but he's like the three sassy. Yeah, he got the three. The first shot you saw him in the game doing the ball. He just fucking, you know, he's just out there. He doesn't care. And he's, you know, he's playing. He's got Jordyn Woods as his girl. Have you seen Jordyn Woods?
I don't know.
Have you seen? Cat's girl?
Who is she? Is she
was the best friend of Kylie Jenner. She was the one who messed around with what's his name? He almost got her sister, Chloe's guy. Jordyn Woods. She's a black girl. She's beautiful girl. But she's been with him for a long time. And but yeah.
I know. Shout outs to
She was that used to be Kylie's main boot thing. So that was her best friend, whatever it is. But a lot of things have happened. A lot of other big things, another big breakup. I just saw TMZ. Kanye is divorcing Bianca Censori.
What?
I love Bianca. I love Bianca. Yo, that's TMZ. He's saying that they've been split up. He's moving to Tokyo. He says, you know, Kanye, we can't trust anything Kanye says. He just does whatever he wants. But supposedly that's over. The TMZ, I don't know. That may, you know, TMZ's almost never wrong. So when I hear about TMZ, I'm like, well, it's gotta be right.
Kanye probably has TMZ on a payroll at this point.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You think it's just news?
You know, because he does whatever he wants. He says whatever he wants. But I think that they've both been talking about like just 2 years. You know, I was like, okay, married for 2. He loves doing that. He did 7 years with Kim. He did 2 years with her. I mean, it is what it is. He wants to. He's got enough money to just keep getting married, paying her settlements, and keeping it moving. So. Shout out to Kanye from going from Kim to like the mini Kim, but he probably wants the old Kim back, you know. But it's like he had fun, you know. She's enjoyed it, but I'm sure everyone just gets tired of all this stuff.
Everybody just outside, man.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of crazy New York City stuff going on right now, we got to talk about Diddy.
We
want to talk about Diddy, but we got to talk about Diddy.
Well, like 120 more.
120 new allegations. The Tupac estate just hired prominent lawyer Alex Spiro to investigate the 1996 murder of Tupac Shakur. A lot of people have been saying that Diddy had like hands in it. His security guard talked about it. The guy that they arrested for Tupac's actual murder, I forgot what state, he also implicated Diddy in it. You know, it's like one of those things. Eminem not jokes about it, but he talks about it. Like everyone thinks that Diddy had something to do with Tupac, and if that happened, then he probably, you know, in the chain reaction, that's probably what got Biggie killed. You know, Jay-Z's catching a lot of strays right now over this because that's his best friend. You gotta be careful who your best friend is.
Bro, they keep taking shots at Jigga, man.
Yeah, they're taking because they're I mean, not just him, but a lot of people are trying to connect those two, and they're saying that those two have been thick as thieves for a long time. For Jay-Z to be number one, they need
you see the Dame Dash take?
Oh yeah, Dame
Dash was saying, "Oh man, I don't agree that you have an album with R. Kelly, knowing that he abused my girl because, like, you know, he went out with Aaliyah." and that when that happened, he didn't want no parts of that.
Dame is such a hater, though, man. Dame's broke.
He's-
Dame will listen. Anyone, he'll come. You probably could get Dame. You know, like Dame, you're Dame. You get Dame here as a guest star to like to talk shit about Jay. Yo, but he hates Jay.
He got his own channel and
Well,
everything.
He hates Jay. But I will say this: listen, Dame is not the dude I want to hear. Like it's like it's like your ultra enemy, your biggest hater, whatever it is. But it's funny again because then you got 50 also, who's seeing what's going on. But 50's on a different level. 50
has a channel
he's about to do the Netflix special on him. Like he's gonna he might 50 might be the reason that Diddy really goes to jail. Like it won't be because of Dame. It'll be more because of 50.
Once that documentary comes out,
I think about to drop it.
It's crazy.
Like they were talking about hey, listen, and Diddy went to fucking Mount. Okay, I'm not even trying to diss on fucking Diddy. I went to Hollows. I mean, he went to Mount. Okay, he's like a local boy. But like if you watch Diddy for long enough, like this doesn't surprise you. Like none of this stuff. Like, and is anything that is being said or anything's done after you saw that video with Cassie, him chasing her down in the hotel, like you're like, oh, this guy is
Diddy's wild. Bro.
He's
look, I didn't expect it to be like this wild.
Oh no, man. He talks about, and he's been talking about it for years openly. And he's like, oh, one day this is gonna get me in trouble. But the thing is, he's been so rich and so famous for so long. I was laughing because he had the old song where he goes, 10 years from now, I'll still be on top. And he was 10 years from then, but then 20 years from now, he's gonna be in jail.
And then he also said, damn, that bar never felt like, you remember that bar from I Need a Girl? We was more than friends, we were like brothers. That bar never felt right. I was like,
he'll do fine in jail. All right, he'll find
like pause on that. Like Diddy, come on.
Diddy's been, it's like, but Diddy was never a good rapper. He wasn't. It was, but he was a good businessman. But really, what happened with him, and I think everyone's been talking about it, is he started messing with the big corporates when he started suing that liquor company, Diego, whatever it is. Like he really. I think people really came after him and really started investigating. But
that's what 50 Cent says.
Well, yeah, that's what happened. Exactly. Everyone's been talking about that. It's like, listen, you went after the wrong people. You wanted their money. You wanted their this. And then it's like, if you're going to be a brand ambassador, but you are also a rapist and someone who's drugging people. And I think that's what Dame was saying, that he thinks that Jay-Z drugged them one time. He drank his Douce, his whatever it is at his party. But again, Dame is just a hater. Let's just be real about this. Dame is just a hater. But the Diddy thing is real crazy. And now, I mean, by the time this all gets done, he's just gonna spend so much money trying to defend himself. He's got he's doing the OJ. He's got like 4 or 5 lawyers already, some of the best in the business. He's gonna spend all his money basically trying to just I don't know, maybe not die in jail.
Out of this?
I mean, I think he'll be lucky if he doesn't die in jail. I'm gonna be real, but that's how bad it is, because now everyone's coming from him. People from Florida, from Atlanta, New York, LA. He is being targeted 120. There's one lawyer who does all the deep investigation. The guy who came out, I forgot what his name is, and with his new 120 allegations. He's a guy that only takes the biggest cases. And he spends a lot of money investigating these things. That's what I'm saying. They're getting these lawyers and these investigators, and they're going really deep into his party.
Everybody that was in the party.
Anyone who has
we got a picture.
Oh, exactly.
You're getting questioned.
You're getting questioned. They're asking you about the baby oil. They're fucking. What's going on? What's going on? Is Diddy getting you drunk? Is he bang you in the? The lot of stuff with Usher. I've been hearing some crazy things. Usher lived with him when he was a kid. Bieber lived with him when he was a kid. There's all these pictures with him with younger, but for so long, he just got away with it. And it was kind of cute. The Diddy parties. You don't live LeBron. Everyone talked about it. It wasn't like a thing. It was like, oh, no, party like a Diddy. It was they showed it on the Chipmunk movies.
It was like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it was like Sandro Pay. I don't know, man. I think Diddy's even worse than, I don't think that like Michael, I feel got a bad rap, but I could see the Diddy stuff. You could believe that this whole thing, happened. One of the most upsetting things to me that I heard about Diddy was that right after Biggie died, he was on the cover of Rolling Stone. Diddy.
Okay.
Right? And this I remember this cover.
Oh, I think I know.
But they wanted to do the cover on Notorious B.I.G. and he goes, yo, he's dead. I'm here. we're doing it on me, you know, and
It's bad boy.
I'd say it was bad boy, you know, take that, you know, exactly. In which, you know, even take that has a whole new meaning now, right?
Yes.
Everybody's like,
pause, no Diddy, Diddy,
no Diddy forever, like, you know, everyone was like, you know, and it's so crazy, like, and you can tell who someone is by like the hatred people have for you. Like Mace, like it's so funny because now he's, you know, it's like, hey, yo, pause, you know, it is what it is. Podcast, yo, Mace is, you know, like everyone's just like, dog, like burn, you know what I'm saying? Like he burned so many people, and you know, to be on top and this whole thing, and so now he's gonna have to deal with the repercussions, and they're looking for him, or they're looking to take him down, and yeah, maybe it's a little bit of both, maybe it's some of it's half of it's truth, but of 120 allegations, how many of those have to be true for you never to see daylight again? 10, 20, 30, you know, like half, let's say half of them were, let's say a quarter of them were right, and the rest of them were bogus. Like, you know, like how these people are all coming out for you, and then they raid your house, and I don't say he had $1,000 of baby oil. That's like, that's the big joy. Like, but there's something there where you're like what is going on?
Apparently he had guns and drugs as well, but is that 1,000 bottles?
AR-15s, you know.
Nobody even mentions that.
The freak offs. Oh yeah, well, you know, they found the guns in Florida. Okay, everyone's got a fucking AR-15 in Florida. All right, everyone's packing in Florida. So you know, like, listen, with this hurricane, I would hope to have
the 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Yeah, it could have been less.
That's
it's weird. You know, I mean, I don't know who counted 1,000. I don't know. I kind of still, but still, if it was like 700 of baby oil,
bro,
what are you doing?
Like the lawyer said, have you used baby oil? One bottle goes a long way.
Long way. Like, what are you doing? You know, and you know, his security guard came out just recently. I saw a clip on Twitter. Boy, you talk about how when Usher lived with them, they had to, you know, send Usher to the hospital for like, he didn't even know who he goes. I didn't even know who Usher was. I don't know if you saw the interview, but it's on Twitter. And you know, he's another guy who's been, you know, all these people who worked for you, like fucking hate you this much.
Yeah.
And have all these things to say about you. And you talk about, he didn't even know who Usher was. He goes, I'd take him to the hospital because ass was bleeding. You know, like,
hey, yo.
Yeah, yo. Like, I'm just saying, it sucks. It's real disgusting to talk about, but you know, but this is like, you can like look these clips up. I mean, it is what it is. Now, if you're watching it, you know, we grew up in that bad boy era, like every step,
bro. You know, like,
so it's like a weird,
till like 2 years ago, Diddy was still,
you know,
that song he dropped with KT or Young Miami.
Good morning. I don't know. I mean, there's a few, even the last, you know, there's gonna be, you know, hello, you know, exactly. It is what it is. And the music and then, you know, but they said when he started messing with the corporate people, and then they started really looking into him, and they really started, you know, because it's like dealing with people with a lot of money, more money than you. You want to come after them for 60 million, but you understand these people are worth a couple $100 million, and to cut you out, they'll spend like $5-10 million investigating you, and everyone, and you've been laying these crumbs and telling everybody about how you've been a dirtbag for a long time, and then you've just gotten away with it. And everyone's just like, well, it's just Diddy. He's famous. He's, you know, he's exactly just became
bad boy, baby. Exactly. It's bad boy.
Exactly. And unfortunately, now he's the one who's going to be fucking taking it.
The real bad boy.
He is. He's a pause. Whatever you want to do. I don't know what to tell you, man. He's in a bad situation, and I want to say wish him the best, but I really don't. I mean, it is what it is. I believe it. I don't know, like, I've watched him long enough in my life to be like, I don't know. You know what really also affected me was what Shine said about him. You know, Shine, who's now released, and he goes, that guy, he ruined my life. You know, and you know, Shine spent a long time in jail. I don't remember exactly how, you know, but he goes, you know,
bro, it was
that man,
years,
that man, it was like almost a decade. It was like a portion of his life, like a fraction of his life he spent in jail. You know, J-Lo was the one who, you know, testified against him. No one ever wants to see how deep this cauldron goes. I was hearing a report with the whole thing with Diddy that there are people who are accused of being, you know, kind of in collusion with him, who are paying off these people because they don't want to be named. They're like, listen, like, we'll pay these victims, these people who are claiming these things, but please don't mention my name. Like, that's how toxic his name is right now. We're like, yo.
bro.
Here,
runs
here. Please, just do not say my name.
Bro, everybody was at these parties. Oprah.
Oh my God.
Jay-Z. But Beyonce.
There were different levels to it. I feel like there were different levels to the parties and the after party. And then there was like the, everyone go home party. I feel like if you were just there and they talked about Denzel Washington being at one of his parties and he yelled at him and was like, yo, with his wife, and he yelled at Diddy, like, you don't respect anyone, and they never spoke again. But like, there's been like years and years of,
I could see that.
And him just being like, he was with
Diddy,
his wife.
Just, Diddy.
Just Diddy, like, just lubing up, you see him.
That's how I had to check him.
No, a lot of people have been.
You motherfucker. You the Diddy party like, you motherfuckers.
Getting all Frank Lucas on them. And so it's not shocking to anyone. I think anyone who watched it, one of my friends who I lived in LA with, he came in for like 3 months, was Diddy's assistant, this kid Quan. And he always tell me these stories about like, how, like he would just ask for these ridiculous things. Like, kind of remember the old Chappelle show things? Like, when you go get some Cambodian breast milk,
go get me some cheesecake in Brooklyn.
But he's one of those people, like he told me, I heard the story that he wanted a black on black Rolex, and that Diddy wouldn't get over this idea. But at the time, it was a few years ago. Now you can find it. It's easy to find that black on black Rolex. But at the time, it wasn't really. It was really. It wasn't rare. A thing. It wasn't that big of a thing. And he having this. He spent like weeks and weeks. And he said he lasted 3 months working for Diddy. But he was his assistant. It was a huge thing for him. He thought he was like so excited to get the job, and he was just like. And I never even spoke to him afterwards about this situation, whatever it is. I'm actually kind of curious now, like, because I just thought about that. But I know someone who was an assistant for 3-4 months, that I knew from LA, whatever it is. And he was just like, nah, I'm out, And so, listen, man, we'll see what happens at the court, but this is going to be like a public flame, and he's going to be.
Bro, how does that even work? 120 cases, like.
Oh, no, they're going to like Harvey Weinstein. They're going to R. Kelly. They're going to just, they're going to throw the whole thing. They're just going to like find, there's going to be so many people, and there's really nobody who can like really defend his character. After the Cassidy, like after you see the video for him kicking her on the ground, chasing her in a towel, like a fucking, like, like a serial killer.
Yeah, when you pull that video out in court, it's over.
It's over.
Like there's no.
Who's gonna believe you? Who's gonna, and then, I'm love and all this stuff. You look at it. And so, the funniest thing, they were talking about the warrant for when they came to his house, and they put all his different aliases. So it's like his warrant was like, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, P. Diddy, like they literally had,
like, just in case.
They gave all of them. So they gave, they put like 5 or 6 different like aliases for him, and so
come on, man, Diddy, man, but if it's held in New York, maybe everybody's a big fan of Diddy, and maybe that he gets the OJ and. You never know, man.
Maybe. I don't know. I think, again, man, OJ was a different thing. We didn't have all this video proof. We didn't have like the Cassidy videos. We didn't have, all these things, all these stories from all these different sources about who he is, your former bodyguards, your former friends. Like, everyone is just like, for like years has been like, yo, that guy. The only one who really stuck by him was Jay-Z, and I think that, to be honest, like, I think for a while,
but I feel like Jay just doesn't speak about anything though. Like,
because he's a full businessman. Like, Jay went and became management. Jay became he's not rapping.
Yeah, that's where people get Jay mixed up. Like, Jay is a complete businessman. You don't see this guy in a podcast. You don't see him commenting. You don't see him like twittering. Nothing. Jay-Z's just about his business.
But your past catches up to you, and I think what's happening is that there's just a lot of information that's coming out about things that happened in the past. He was like with Rihanna when she was like, like real young, from when Jay-Z was with her. She was like a teenager, and I mean, it's a thing that
Foxy Brown spoke up.
It was a time, the Foxy Brown, they were trying to get people like, oh, when there's an NDA, but she did defend Diddy, or she says like, I got nothing to, like I didn't sign an NDA because, so there's been all these, like now, like the bombs are coming from everywhere for Diddy. And that's the only thing, is that like, I don't know how you survive like everybody.
Surviving Diddy.
Yeah, surviving. Think about it. It's gonna be. They're literally gonna be surviving Diddy. You know, like the only way his mama came out today and like tried to defend him. I was like, listen, when your mama got to put a statement out and be like, oh, my boy, it's like, oh, you're in trouble. Okay, if your mama has to come out,
it's not looking good, man.
It's not looking good, and
people are saying he should have just ran.
I mean,
what do you think?
I
mean, you're Diddy. Where the fuck are you gonna go?
Where are you gonna go? You know what I'm saying? You have to give up everything that Trevor loved. You know what I'm saying? He gave up his mama's house for the thing. He gave up, that he had that $48 million mansion on Star Island. He was trying to give up for bail. Like things must be kind of a little rough, man.
How much money is Diddy worth, bro? Like,
I mean, I used to hear it was hundreds of millions of dollars, but I don't know if it's in his music or like, his property.
He got crazy royalties, bro. Like,
he's got
crazy royalties.
So we'll see what's going on with him. I am just very, it's one of those cases. I'm almost glad that they didn't let him out. I think he should spend some time in jail, to be honest. I mean, just honestly on the Cassidy video, I think he should just like until his trial comes out, don't let him out. It is what it is. Like he'll be fine. Even if he gets out, if they put the case together and he's not guilty, then okay. Then I mean, if that happens, that happens. But like for the time being, like I don't think that like he's done enough where you're like, yeah, I think that you need a timeout. You need a
Diddy, man. Diddy doing too much.
Yeah, man.
Diddy did too much.
The diddler, man. He's just the diddler. He's, we don't want him out in the streets. We don't want him loose, and you could tell, I mean, it humbled him, and like life comes at you fast, and it just shows you like sometimes the fall of man and the hubris, and like you spend enough time being rich and famous, you stop thinking that that the rules mean anything to you. And like I said, man,
you start thinking you're untouchable.
Yeah, exactly. You got enough money, you got enough, influence, the freak offs. He was recording everybody, and he was using his leverage. And that's what we're saying is that even the thing that even what he's really charged with is like a RICO, like extortion. Like he was using these things, and he would get everyone drunk, doing these things that were like awful things, and he was recording all of it, and then he was using that against a lot of people.
Jesus.
So it's really kind of diabolical. Like it's not like like slipping people. So man, I don't know, man.
You think all those videos will come out eventually, right?
I don't know.
I heard some pictures came out.
I heard there's some stuff that there was one of sex workers, whatever it is, who gave the video the FBI of him. He did a lot of. I mean, they have a lot. Too far.
Oh
yeah. Now the story goes deep, and man,
when is his next trial date?
Oh, I don't even know. Like a couple months. I think they're just trying to. Because there's so much they're gathering right now.
Yeah.
There's just so much. Think about it. Like he's been literally, because we've still been on top. Like think about 96 when Tupac died 96. And dude, like he's been like, that's 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Like he's getting, so like it's like you're going to have to really comb through all these allegations and everything that's going on. It's a lot. I know.
30 years of having money, man. Like,
of not money, fame, influence, power. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing. He was the guy.
The whole shebang.
Yeah, they were talking about one of my favorite movies to this day is Get Him to the Greek. I don't care that you ever seen when he plays Sergio with Jonah Hill, and that's one of my favorite. That's one of the funniest movies. But he just basically plays himself. It's one of the
classic.
Everyone's trying to hate on that movie. I was like, no, listen. Like
I remember that movie.
You gotta separate the art from the artist. It is what it is. Sergio, but he basically just plays himself. He's like, you put some.
He was playing. He was McMahon playing Mr. McMahon.
Like so. It's going to be very interesting to see what develops in the next year, and I'm for all his victims and for everyone else. I mean, and maybe like I said, I don't know about 120. Like I say, let's say it was 5. Let's say it was 10. Say it was like I don't know if it's 50. Like I don't really know, and how much evidence, and yeah, and a lot of people are probably going to just jump on the bandwagon too. But there's enough people that have witnessed you, and enough people that have, were like your business partners or work with you, and they all hate you now. And maybe it's success, or maybe it is what it is. Like Usher's been real quiet about everything. Bieber's been real quiet about everything. you know, but there's something there. And
everybody, bro, nobody has said
everyone's-
anything really.
Everyone's taking a step back. Jay just was like, I'm just gonna get out of this. Like everyone's taking a few steps. Everyone's paused. You know, everyone's like, "Oh." So we'll see how that goes, man. But he was a casual supremacy of Diddy.
Diddy got the casual supremacy.
He was unfortunately he wasn't too casual about it, and that was his problem. Because if he had, you know,
he would have kept that supremacy casual,
you know. But perhaps, but he kept it very out in the open, and his sons, and you know, it's real deep. You know, think about this: Kim Porter, you know, his baby mama. She died in her 40s of pneumonia, like, you know, like 40 something. I'm 40 something. I'm like, pneumonia.
Yo, that doc.
Yo, I'm just saying, it's rough, man. In Howard, he was also supposed to be, you know, like beating people in college. Like he's been doing, like the history of it, and the whole thing is actually supposed to be, you know, much longer and darker than people know. And so we're gonna find out, dog.
Take that.
And we're gonna talk about it as soon as we know more. We're so happy to have you guys. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for talking about all these crazy, you know, topics and
all the topics.
Diggs digging it out, and Diddy, you know, being the diddler, and you know, Mayor Adams. You know, hopefully he just resigns. All right, Adams, just resign. All right, just move on. Let Cuomo take over. We want him as mayor. Bring Andy back. Okay, bring Andy back in his nipple rings, but we need.
Pause.
I don't know. You know, hey, come on, hey Cuomo. We want. You know, he's the only guy. I feel like if they all of a sudden got rid of Adams, I feel like Cuomo would just come in like, you know, like he's like the only popular other like figure who hasn't been mayor of New York, but he's a governor.
There's no vice mayor, right? Like, how would that work if you was to leave? Like, because that's what happens. To, like, if the president resigns, automatically the vice president becomes president.
There's like, somebody there. It's like lieutenant governor or something, or someone that's not connected to administration. And so let's
just bring somebody, a chief of police. Let's bring them in.
But even him, you know, all of them, they all dropped out. But his Caban, that was his chief of police, he dropped out. He left. You know, Phil Banks, the deputy. That was today's. Again, 69% of people, New Yorkers, think he should resign. People, the election is less than a month away. Make sure you register to vote, even if you don't, you know, whatever it is. I don't care who you vote for, but get on there, get your ballot, do your mail-in ballot, do whatever you got to do. Do what I'm going to do. You can flip a coin, decide how you want to pick whoever it is.
Same
coin. We've talked about this before, because what's happening in this world, it's crazy. Again, it's October 7th. And what happened in Gaza, what's happening in Beirut right now. You know, it's Thule season out here right now. You know, if no one wants to really talk about it, but like they're
today is the 1 year, right?
It's a 1 year anniversary.
October 7th. Yeah, I keep hearing that date. Yeah, October 7th.
Last year,
like that was a lot of bad things happened over there.
When Hamas, you know, and you know, like everyone's been talking about it, but then and after that, you know, like the Israelis' response has been them. But on that note, my friend, Casual Supremacy, Dagman Podcast. I love talking with you, man. Good times. Stay safe, everybody.
Live from the MC. Live from the MC.